Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley here in the WVLT newsroom. Again, we've been keeping you updated on WVLT News, on WVLT.tv, the WVLT News app, weather app. We got you covered on all the different platforms, trying to keep you safe. I always say stay informed to stay safe, and this is just another example of that. You know, when we talk about heat, it's summer in East Tennessee. I'm definitely not trying to blow anything out of proportion, but I think because it's, well, just summer in East Tennessee, it's easy to underestimate heat, right? We know it gets hotter. We find ways to stay cool. Maybe you naturally just have the kids play early in the day. That's what we do. And then in the afternoons, try to limit that time outside, go back out in the evenings. So I'm bringing up the WVLT Facebook page right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because I want to be able to answer those questions for you here as well, but also talk about why it is so important to keep this heat in mind. So I'm going to take you over to my weather computer here in the WVLT newsroom, the Weather Center, because this is why it's so important to take heat seriously. It's the #1 weather-related killer. You know, when I go on school visits, a lot of kids will ask about tornadoes and lightning and storms, and I understand that is important and serious, but still over decades, heat is the #1 weather-related killer. So not just this year, not just last year, over 30 years even. You can see the data that they've been keeping at the National Weather Service. Heat is the #1 weather-related killer. So that's why I say it's just so important to take it seriously and not underestimate it. So that's why the National Weather Service issued a heat advisory for today. Much like yesterday, we were talking about those temperatures reaching into the 90s and the heat indices crossing 100 degrees, getting into triple digits. That applies in our area again on this Tuesday. And today they have the heat advisory posted from noon until 8. So what that means is that it feels like it's more than 100. So it's that extra layer impacting your comfort, your health potentially, when you add in that humidity on top of this heat. And it really is an impact on your comfort as well as your health, because our bodies, obviously we naturally sweat, right? We all do it, some more than others, that's okay, because our bodies are trying to regulate our temperature. We naturally want to try to stay around 98.6. So basically, as you heat up, you start sweating, right? That moisture is coming out of your body. That's why we have to hydrate. We're trying to make up for that loss. Well, evaporation is actually a cooling process. All right, so again, I'm going to come back here. Evaporation is a cooling process. So the sweat's on our skin. A ceiling fan doesn't cool a room, it cools your body. It helps to evaporate that sweat off of our skin. So that's why even a ceiling fan is helpful. But this is what happens when it's muggy. All right, when we can't get that moisture off of our body, it's so humid out that that sweat stays on our skin, our body can't cool off. That natural cooling process can't happen. So if you are working outdoors, yeah, a fan helps. Cool rags on the back of your neck, things like that absolutely help. So that's what we can prepare for and not underestimate the heat. Because when we are talking about these 90+ degree days, we get a lot of them around here. We're at 4 so far. Obviously, we're going to tack on several more this week, but 34 is the average number of days of at least 90 degrees in Knoxville. So again, we're right on track for those summer months. Just make sure that we take it seriously, because today, or your Tuesday on that muggy meter, it feels like 100+ as we reach into the tropical levels of those dew points. That's why this morning was so warm. So how cool we can go is your dew point. That temperature sitting in the 70s this morning, that limited our cooling, and then that humidity makes it feel hotter. So that feels like forecast where you live. Well, there's too many triple digits for my comfort, that's for sure. So keep that in mind as we look at this feels like forecast where you live. You know, we always do the forecast where you live for those of you who join us on WVLT News. Here's a look at just how hot it'll feel for your Tuesday afternoon and evening. Limiting time outside if you can, absolutely a must. 101 Etowah, 107 Maryville, feeling like 108 in Knoxville this afternoon, 106 Sevierville, just to name a few spots you can easily see here on the map as we highlight every single county in our area. Easily feeling like 95 in Jamestown to 99 in Wartburg, feeling like 105 in Rocky Top to 103 Tazewell, feeling like 105 in Williamsburg in southeastern Kentucky. Notice these hundreds plus reach all the way up into far northeast Tennessee. 105 Morristown, 106 Sevierville. Absolutely be careful if you're outside. Steve says if it's tropical type day, wishes we were in the Bahamas. Okay, we got at least some beaches around the lakes. That count. Not necessarily the same sea breeze by any means, but yeah, it is important to plan ahead to find ways to stay cool, get in the water, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, because Wednesday, similar story. Temperatures reaching into the low to mid 90s in the afternoon. Notice I'm charting both the temperature and the heat index. So you can see that bottom yellow line, that's the temperature. Notice how much higher the heat index line is, the orange line up there. It'll feel like it's already in the 90s as early as 9 a.m. Wednesday. It'll feel like 100 plus all Wednesday afternoon. Again, that was the same story Monday, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. Really pretty much the same on Thursday because it's still very muggy. The humidity will start coming down on Friday. You probably will notice a difference, especially if you're like me and you're outdoors a lot. Friday afternoon to evening, it starts coming down. Then Saturday, it drops off. So much, much better by the weekend. I want to stress that. But that also means that the next couple of days are feeling like at least 100 degrees. Tuesday, Wednesday, really Thursday counted in. Still very hot. Now Friday, like I said, it's coming down. So it feels hotter, trying to work its way down. Bottoms out going into the weekend. Much better by that point. But all in all, it is important to take the heat seriously. Louise saying keep pets inside. Absolutely, if you can. I mean, I have chickens, so those obviously stay outdoors, but we have a couple of dogs as well, and those stay indoors. So that's just our situation. Everyone is different. I love this. Louise also says check on your elderly neighbors. Definitely agree with you there. But keep in mind, also, keep an eye on those cars, right? Even if you're walking through a parking lot, you might want to peek in if you see or hear any movement. Leaving anything, a pet, child, in a vehicle is very dangerous this time of year. You can see how quickly that greenhouse effect literally adds up inside of a vehicle as the heat comes in through the windows but then cannot escape. So that's why it really adds up and starts feeling like 100 plus degrees inside a vehicle within a matter of minutes and gets to a very dangerous level. And again, that's just taking into the heat. The humidity that we were talking about with those heat indices, well, that's something that affects us outdoors, but it also affects our animals. So absolutely, Louise, like you were saying, making sure your pets are safe. The key here is that all these different surfaces absorb the heat as well. So those dog paws, if you're wanting to go for a walk, yeah, look how quickly that asphalt, the dark ground, the dark roads versus concrete sidewalks, for example, those surface temperatures add up really fast. It's 90 plus degrees outside, especially on a sunny day. So make sure that you're using caution. Also, when you're out with your pets, use caution. So again, we're talking about the safety with heat in mind. We do have a heat advisory on this Tuesday. Stay hydrated, limit time outside if you can. I'm making sure there's no other questions or anything here. I mean, it's just important to take it seriously. Stay hydrated. It's summer in East Tennessee, yes. And we're going to have weeks like this, unfortunately, for the next couple of months. And we'll, of course, keep you updated. You can actually keep up with the latest forecast on WVLT.tv. For example, I just updated this a few minutes ago before I came out here. And that's where you can read our latest forecast or download the WVLT weather app. Actually, what's nice about that is we will send you a message. We actually record custom forecast videos for our app, and we can send you a message when there's something new, important, different, there's downpour or lightning nearby. We let you know all of that through the WVLT First Alert weather app. As always, stay informed to stay safe. I'm Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley, and stay hydrated and stay cool out there today, guys.